Hello, Todd Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here's your weekly market report. We had a busy week. Cattle are coming to town. And again, on Monday, we had more cattle than on Tuesday. It was a really good sale there Monday with a little over 1,900 head. And on Tuesday, we had a little over, I think about 1,300 or so. So for the week, 3,200 head came through here. And prices were good. Prices held up good on slaughter cows. I think maybe they were quoted a dollar or two lower, but looking at the sheet there Monday, I think we had 500 head of slaughter class cows and bulls, and Tuesday there was probably 300 or 350 head of slaughter animals again on Tuesday. So for the week it was a huge amount of slaughter cattle. I don't know when we're ever going to run out of them, but for prices to hold up and only be off a dollar or two is really saying something. As big a supply that's out there, and these packers are still needing to fill their orders, which is good for us and good for them too, I guess. I think we need to focus more on the cattle industry and the ranchers and trying to preserve what we have here in the state of Florida. I know we talk a lot about box beef prices, retail prices, and how meat's moving, and my daughter reminded me that meat is a byproduct of what we do, and I like that. It's pretty catchy, but we're in the cattle business here, down here in Okeechobee. We're in the cattle business, and our business is to raise good Florida calves that end up on a plate, a steak, a T-bone, a sirloin, a ribeye, or a hamburger down at Wendy's or whatever. But we're in the cattle business. We raise calves, and that's what we do. The other end of the picture is the retail business, the processing business, the backgrounders, and all that is on down. So many hands touch what we start out with. We raise these good calves down here, and that's what we need to be promoting. Of all the things that we do promote, which are good, and it helps the sale of meat and distributes all the way through the whole system, but we need to focus on what we do, and that's raising these good calves, and we need to promote the health of these calves. When you buy them here in South Florida, they're crossbred, crossy kind of calves with Brahman influence in most of them. They have that good hybrid vigor. When they get in a feedlot, they do perform well. They're really strong. They can handle tough conditions. Even though we don't have water too much right now and mosquitoes around, conditions are great for raising calves. And these calves are weighing a lot. And the genetics have really improved over the years where we are. These good bulls and good cows, and the genetics have really improved the quality of our calves. So if you're a calf buyer or somebody out west needs some cattle to put in a feedlot or on some grass somewhere, come see us. We can hook you up with some good ones. Prices held up real good too on these calves. We saw a lot of 600-pound calves bringing up in the 160s, maybe a few of them even up there in the 170 range. 5-weight calves are bringing around 75 to 80, 180, and the 4-weight calves are now over $2. Saw a few calves weighing a little over 400 pounds bring up 202 or 204, which is a big improvement. So things are looking up, but let's just keep these good calves coming. We're off Labor Day Monday for the rodeo, Pete Clemens Memorial Rodeo. It's a professional rodeo this weekend here in Okeechobee, and then we'll have a sale on Tuesday, and it should be a pretty good sale that day. So all in all, things are looking up. Prices are getting better. On the slaughter cow side, I would anticipate next week being a little bit lower. It may be steady. I wouldn't see it get any higher with as many cattle as we had this week around here. All the supply needs could be met, and it'll take them a while to process all these cows that they bought up this week. Even though this coming Monday will be a holiday for them too, I don't imagine there'll be any processing plants going on Monday, but they they've got plenty of supply bought up for this coming week. So I wouldn't expect for slaughter cows and bulls to be any higher, maybe steady, and they could be a little bit lower. But on the calf market side, I would believe that the feeder calves would be in pretty good demand, and I look for these prices to keep on being good, and hopefully there'll be even some more improvement later on. So it's nice to have a market report with positive news, and that's what we're having today. We were shipping some of our calves there Tuesday morning. We brought some in here, but we sold some on Producer's Cattle Auction Internet. We sold a mixed load there, and I was turning in the gate and looking to see if the semi was behind me. I'd stopped to pick him up at the store and looked back around, and I saw the most beautiful sunrise with the big, huge thundercloud, and just happened to look for that truck and saw that, and that truck was right in that picture, and so I just snapped off a picture, and I just thought to myself, man, Carlton Ward couldn't even do any better than that, but it was amazing, and I'd like to share that with y'all. And if you see any shots like that show our Florida ranches and what we do for Florida, a lot of people never ever get to see what we get to see on a daily basis. We take it for granted, but don't take it for granted, because the way things are going, this land's getting chewed up with development, houses and stores and all kinds of things. So don't take for granted what you have, and appreciate that land, and let's try to save it and preserve it and keep Florida natural. We need the green space, and we need cattle ranches to provide habitat for the wildlife and all the things that it does for purification of the water. So many other things that is important about having ranches. Raising cattle, and cattle are a very important part of all that too. So that's what we need to promote most of all, and let's just keep that in mind. And I'd like to pass on, if you didn't know, that Joe Hilliard's daddy passed away last week, and we're sure sorry to hear about that, Joe, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. I remember when my dad passed away, probably a week or two before he passed, you came over and visited with us, and I happened to be there, and it was a great time, and I appreciate you and what your family has done for the agriculture industry here in Florida, and not only that, but for being a friend of my family, and we go way back, even with your grandpa, and so we're thinking about you, and if there's anything we can do, you holler at us. The high prices this week on the calf side, Glenn Harvey family from Okeechobee, been in the cattle business for generations and generations. He had a 220-pound calf that brought $247.50, bought by Cracker. And on the slaughter cow side, Wolf Hammock Ranch up there in Kenansville, they've been around a long time too, and they had a big cow, weighed 1,195 pounds, that brought 92 cents. And that cow was bought by Florida Beef. Thank you. That's your market report.